There are a number of reasons that makes the tomato leaves yellow. In this video, we will talk about how you can avoid or prevent these yellow leaves on tomato plants from the beginning. If you follow up these tips and tricks, then definitely yellow leaves doesn't harm your tomato plants anymore. So let's jump straight into it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates. So the first thing you have to do for avoiding yellow leaves on tomato plants is to put your younger tomato seedlings in a sunny spot from the start. At the younger stage, tomato plants have to make up their immune system to bear environmental changes. And also a common reason of yellow leaves of tomato plants is the deficiency of sunlight. Sunlight plays a big role in keeping the tomato seedlings well growing and healthy. Deficiency of sunlight causes the decrease of photosynthesis, and the green material in the leaf called as chlorophyll also decreases. This thing turns the leaves of tomato plants yellow. The whole plant grows very slow and hardly survives if you don't fix this thing. So it is important to provide sunlight to tomato seedlings for preventing yellow leaves. You can also check out a detailed article on yellow leaves on tomato plants from the description box or on our site 𝑘𝙝𝙪𝙧. The another thing you have to do for avoiding yellow tomato leaves is to fertilizing them regularly. You can start adding fertilizers in the tomato seedlings when they are 20 to 25 days older. And also try to use a fertilizer that specifically have magnesium and nitrogen in it. Both of these nutrients majorly causes the yellow leaves if they are deficient in the plant body. So to prevent or avoid this problem, right from the start you can use Epsom salt that have magnesium to feed your tomato seedlings every 20 to 25 days. Otherwise, if your tomato plant's fertilizer already have some magnesium, then you don't need to add it separately. You can also make a balanced liquid fertilizer for your tomato plants at home. It have all the essential nutrients tomato plants requires to grow well. A complete video on making and applying this liquid fertilizer is added in the description box. You can check out that later. Fertilization is very important, otherwise many other harmful effects, besides of yellow leaves, can also appear. The next important thing to avoid yellow leaves on tomato plants is the watering technique. You have to go with a good watering, not so much to cause stress on tomato plants, or not to less to make the plant drying. Overwatering causes yellow leaves on tomato plants by putting the roots in a stress condition. This stress on the roots makes them unable to absorb nutrients efficiently, and hence deficiency of nitrogen and magnesium appears in the form of yellow tomato leaves. So the thing you should do is to use a good soil mix that drains well. This thing is really important, because another common reason of yellow tomato leaves is compact soil mix. Roots can't able to exchange gases from the environment, that leads to zero aeration. This also makes stress on the roots. So the solution to both of these causes is the use of a good soil mix. Tomato plants loves to have a well-draining loose soil mix, as it is a heavy feeder, so we also have to consider a very fertile soil for them. You can make a good soil mix for tomatoes from the description box link, or simply buy a ready-to-use potting mix for tomatoes from the description box. But make sure your soil mix is draining properly, have some aeration for the roots. These things not only keeps the yellow leaves away, but they also keeps your tomato plants very well growing and blooming. As tomato plant is a soft leaf plant, and there are large number of pests and insects that are ready to attack on them. So we have to keep them away also. Yellow leaves of tomato plants are also caused by aphids and mealybugs. So if they get to our tomato plants, then yellow leaves must appear. As we grow tomato plants, we have to spray them with an organic pesticide regularly. This thing ensures the removal as well as prevention of all type of pests in one go. You can use a pesticide spray every 10 to 15 days on all your tomato plants. For making neem oil pesticide spray, you can check out a detailed video from the description box. The another common reason of yellow leaves of tomato plants is the transplant shock. But the yellow leaves after that is a natural thing, and you have to give some time to your tomato plants, so they can recover. One thing you can do is to follow a right method to transplant them. A video in the description box will describe you all about transplanting tomato seedlings, so must check out that. So, these are some important preventions that you can follow to avoid yellow leaves on tomato plants. For any question, leave a comment below. And for getting your tomato plants on a big size harvest, you can follow up this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates.